In our breaking news this hour, 50 school children have been rushed to hospital in Guyane, Limpopo, in another suspected food poisoning incident. The province today lifted its ban on sales of snacks in schools. It comes as President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to announce the government's response to the deaths of school children from suspected foodborne illness. More than 23 children died in Gauteng alone. Our reporter Veronica Makhoali is with one of those families in Alexandra and joins us now. Just as you and I are speaking, you would have heard, Veronica, that breaking story. Limpopo, 50 children have now been hospitalized. It just never ends.
Yeah, and definitely, Voyon, that is the reality, in fact, for many South African families now. At some point, each waiting to find out, when will this happen to my child? When will this happen in my community? As you've mentioned, I am here in Alexandra at the home of the young 10-year-old girl known as Lesedi Mulaudzi, who passed away sometime last month following eating snacks at a spaza shop from the home here, just 2 houses away. I can tell you that the spaza shop has since been demolished, but for this family, even the ruins of that infrastructure has not taken away the pain that they feel. I spoke earlier and I sat down with the mother, who you could imagine, Foyo, is completely shattered and devastated about what happened. You'd remember that young Lesedi had bought a packet of chips here, and after eating them, complained to her mother and said, you know, this packet of chips has a very foul smell. And what followed after that should something no family should ever have to face. The mother explained to me how they rushed to a nearby clinic, and slowly but surely Lesedi's voice started to become more and more faint as she told her mother and her father that she could not breathe up until she passed away in her mother's arms. As I was talking to the mother, she was telling me that they have not been able to move on from what happened. There's been very little aid and assistance, but also accountability from a government point of view, but also from a policing point of view, to say who should they hold accountable. And this is because the owner of the spaza shop fled on the day of the incident, and he has not been seen since. But as you said, now the president, of course, is now expected to address the nation to speak about the expected outcomes of what he will be doing, what his government intends to do about this that has become a surge in incidents in terms of many of the families, and especially the school children that are suffering from this issue of food poisoning. I am joined by Medi Makatso, who is a neighbor, as well as Os Mpo, who is the cousin to the young girl in the city. I'm going to start with Medi Makatso, who's been really assisting and aiding this family, as the mother at this point is too devastated to speak to us. Me ka leboha ka nako yo hao ga tseba presidente ke ena o tlo bua ka setšhaba ka situation ena ya food poisoning. Re no dutse le mme ka tlung ka mona, re mone mme o ntse le bohloko as lelapa, as bahaisane. Le utlwa jwang mme?
Go utlwa re le bosula, re sulafalletswe gobane government ya rona re bona e re feitse, e sa re bontsha go kutlwela bohloko go bana bana ntho e ba hlahetseng ka ngwana bona ka taba ya December tsa sephazeng. E leng hore re ne re lebeletse hore government ya rona e tla hlaha, e tlo lla le rona le batswadi ba ngwana ka se ba hlahetseng, le hore ho tshwanetse ho batlisiswe mo manufacturing December tsena tse leng hore di kene di a bolaya setjhaba ka bo setjhaba, bana ba shwa hohle. Re utlwa fela ntse le bana ba shwa ka December, go utlwa re sulafalletswe, ene go utlwa e le mohlolo o moholo ho government hore a president wa rona hore a dule setulong, o dula ka baka la rona, re mo voutela, re tshepile hore je ka ha dutse setulong, ha hona le ntho tse kantse re tla mmona a hlaha a tlolla le rona ha re na le mathata a tshwanakanang le a. Re utlwile bohloko bona bo fetisisang, be leng hore batswadi ba ngwana e le mme wa ngwana ha kgone le ho ya mosebetsing ka sena sebaka, ke motho a sebetsang, o dula a ntsa se monate nako e nyane le e kgolo hodima le mmele wa hae je ka ha le bona ne ba dijile tsona December tseo, o ntsa sena monate, re sulafalletswe.
And me ratsiba obviously honola le response ya government ya province ba re kannete ba tlose mazimba chips nena bela di skolo, but ha re ntso tsamaya mona ka hara Alexandra ra bona di spaza shop ke tsena di ntso butswe mme le yena a tsho hare ha bona spaza shop se utlwa bohloko le reng ka ntho mme wa ka
go utlwa bohloko le rona haholo hore na ho tla ha jwang e be di spaza ntse di sebetsa tsa makula ntse di sebetsa ntse di tswela pele ntse di tshwere tsona dizimba tsona tseo tse ntseng di bolaya ka hobane ka mora lesedi ho tsona le bana ba bang hape ba ntse ba hlokofala ka mora lesedi ke taba ya dizimba e re ipotsang hore government ya rona e re faila jwang ka ntho e tje e ya thaba ha e utlwa hore bana ba ntse ba hlokahala ke taba ya dizimba ka hore ke mona e thotse e tlohetse hore dishopo tsa makula le mapakistani ka ofela le masomalia be ntse di tswela pele ene re makalletse hore na president wa rona o hlokile jwang ho tla hlaha ka hara lelapa lena le hlahetsweng ke kotsi ena e hlahileng ya ngwana a seng a le siko lefatsheng ke taba ya dizimba.
Just to relay what Mayor Dimakatso said there, we are speaking about the fact that they are waiting for the president's address, but says while he will be speaking to the nation, why has he not come to the families of those that have lost their children to cry with the parents, to show sympathy to them? I'm just going to get very quickly a word as well from Mpho, who is the cousin of young Lesedi who passed away. Mpho, just very quickly, as a family, we're hearing that there are still more children that are being affected by this issue of food poisoning. As a family, I can understand that it is probably a re-traumatization for you as you continue to hear these stories coming from the news.
I rona rutlile botlhoko ka taba ya lesedi and I bile re ka se tsogile re amogetse due to government ya rona le yona e re fails at all because of this thing is a continue masomali a sa rekisa normally go sa le normally a gona ntho e tsagalang government a itsho next le ena Ramaphosa since a dutse a o paletse le go support le family at least ke ba entse something so I rutlile botlhoko yeah botlhoko.
Well, Vuyo will be continuing to monitor some of the families that were affected by this just to get their expectations of what they are hoping the president will say, and again that call for accountability that come from these mourning, grieving, heartbroken communities. Back to you.
Veronica Makhoali with that update there. Of course, we are all waiting with bated breath as to when exactly the president will indeed address the nation as per the promise of the minister in the presidency. Khumbudzo Ntshabeni said yesterday